Let's now briefly discuss the working principles of wireless LANs. To set up a connection with an access point, we need to determine a channel number, which is the frequency of our access point. Many access points might share one channel at a time. This means that there has to be a supplementary mechanism to identify and correctly associate the APs. This can be provided by service set identifiers, SSIDs. An SSID is the name of a wireless local area network. It's not a mechanism for authenticating wireless clients. It's a standard-defined mechanism that allows a client to uniquely identify an access point for connection. This implies that SSIDs have to be public. They can't be encrypted or secured in any other way. If they were, they wouldn't deliver the functions defined in the standard. It's quite pointless to turn off SSID broadcasting. And as we will soon discover, you can't simply turn it off. If you wanted to secure your home VLAN by turning off SSID broadcasting, this could lead to the computers of your users to automatically try to connect to all access points that are available in a given area. As an access point is not broadcasting its name, the client will actively send requests to available APs for their SSIDs. This action, which is complemented by sending certain authentication data during the probing, means that disabling the SSID broadcast can lower the overall network security. It will definitely not work to tighten the security in any way. Turning off the broadcasting doesn't mean in this case that it will be harder for intruders to connect to your network. It's a behavior that can actually actively compromise a Wi-Fi network. We'll look into this more closely. Wireless client configuration is relatively easy to set up. For all operating systems, it's enough to simply choose an available access point and a creator, or a graphic interface will set up the connection. Configuration can be as easy as submitting a password, provided that the authentication is based on a pre-shared key mechanism. To facilitate connecting to a network even further, the Wi-Fi Protected Setup WPS protocol was developed. At this stage, access point protection is essentially safeguarding the AP's external registrar pin. Setting up a connection is only possible if you provide the correct external registrar pin. The key is usually printed by a manufacturer on a sticker on the device. This helps to automate the configuration and launch of the devices. A problem turned up in December 2011. It transpired that an access point could be made to disclose information on its number. Answering an external registrar PIN query, an access point reports which half of the submitted PIN is invalid. Note that the last digit of the number is its checksum. This is not a secret. You can extract a checksum from the known information. Knowing this, the pin length is even more reduced. Being able to separately attack the two halves allows for a greater chance of cracking the pin than in the case of having to determine the entire number at a time. The complexity of computing is worlds apart for both instances. The first part of the number requires as many as 10 to the 4th power attempts to be successfully cracked. Because of the checksum, determining the other half requires only 10 to the 3rd power attempts. Access points enforce no limit of failed attempts. Even if a client is submitting a wrong external registrar pin over and over again, it won't provoke a reaction. The AP will still give out hints, for example by telling the client that the first half of the pin is incorrect. This means that a successful attack requires only a degree of patience. Depending on the connection rate, it usually takes up to several minutes to crack an external registrar pin. Once an attacker has determined the number, he can connect to an access point and be granted admin status. This means that it can change access point configuration. Unfortunately, not all access point manufacturers took steps to solve this problem or took them too late. Not all of them disabled this feature that, as you've seen, allows attackers to effectively determine external registrar pins. What can we do as users to enhance the security of our home networks? Since this is a problem that relates mostly to home networks. We need to disable the Wi-Fi protected setup entirely. By taking a few minutes to manually configure access points, we do a lot to improve the security of our networks.